Everything is Awesome is part of Courts and Parts, a podcast network featuring pop culture, TV, movie, and geek podcasts. Check out some of our other shows, like TV Ate My Brain, Let's Chat with Revelin Friends, and Podstalgic at courtsandparts.com.
Awesome.
Just tell people they're awesome and mean it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Did you have an awesome time? Did you drink awesome shooters and listen to awesome music and then just sit around and soak up each other's awesomeness?
Awesome. That was awesome. You guys are awesome. No, you're awesome. You are awesome.
Sir, you are awesome. Seriously.
Awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Welcome to this week's edition of Everything is Awesome. I am your host, Kev, and this is the show where we sit down and talk to awesome people about awesome things. We've reached the point of the year where I'm falling a little behind on the episode posts. I feel like I say this every so often, but October and September and especially November are going to be very tough months for me. September marks the 1 year anniversary of my uncle basically taking a major turn for the worse with his battle against cancer. And while some of September was a really down month, there was an upbeat point where he seemed like he was going to turn around and kick cancer's ass again. And then October, especially at the time of this recording, approximately a week and a half out from the 1 year anniversary of my uncle's death, the signs weren't good a year ago. And of course, November 6th marks the 1 year anniversary of my uncle passing. And so these months are a bit rough for me to do things outside of functioning life. Waking up, going to work, being a dad, being a fiance, and taking care of my clan. Outside of that, it's to sit down and record, to sit down and edit, to sit down and put together everything I need to post these shows. I have a real tough time with that willpower. I didn't know I was going to have that tough time, but alas, I do. So anyway, hopefully when you're listening to this episode, there's 2 or 3 more episodes 88, 89, and 90 sitting in your queue, also waiting for you to listen to. This episode here, I found the recording for, I don't know, maybe about 6 months ago, a little less, maybe even longer, who knows. But within the last year, probably within the last 6, maybe 9, maybe 5 months, who knows. And it is from what I was calling season 2 of the Creepcast podcast that I was doing. And this is an episode that it sounds like we were going to the original concept of season 2 of Creepcast was going to be me, my good buddy Mike, who has been a guest on the show numerous times, and my uncle. And when I found this recording, I wasn't sure what time frame it was in the Creepcast history. A little piece of me was hoping that I was going to find the lost OBX episode, the lost Outerbanks episode, which was also an episode that featured my uncle. It was me, my uncle, and his friend Clayton. As you listen to this episode, you'll hear that I actually never aired that OBX episode, which means that episode is unfortunately lost forever. And that hurts because that was a real fun episode, and it's one of 2 recordings I have with my uncle, and this is that second one, and it took me a long time to be able to sit down and listen to this. When I found it, I turned it on. And heard his voice, and it was a shock, you know? Because a year ago today, a year ago earlier this month, my uncle didn't sound like my uncle. He had shit up his nose, down his throat, so I understand. I get it. He was very sick. And it was just shocking to hear his voice. And I wasn't ready. And from the sounds of it, it probably sounds like I'm not ready now, but I totally am. And I'm really happy that I sat down and finally listened to this. Because it's just a really funny episode. And maybe it's not funny to you. Maybe, I hope it is. But it is really, it's funny to me. I laughed. I was 15 minutes in. And I was laughing at what Mike, my uncle, and I were talking about. And I'm just glad that I have this. I'm glad that I'm listening to it. And I'm glad that I'll have it forever. Because it will forever be something that I have of my uncle talking. And while it's not the most appropriate thing for his son to listen to, at least it'll be there when the kid's an adult, you know? This recording is from just under 10 years ago. This is, if I placed it right, it's sometime in November of 2008. So I guess it's actually just under 9 years ago. This is football season, post World Series win for the Phillies, and we're just chatting, and it's hearing my uncle of 9 years ago, who quite honestly, was more or less, the same person he was, before his battle with cancer. Maybe a little bit more mature because he had a kid, just like myself. This conversation is definitely way more immature than what Mike and I and my uncle, who we were, now or a year ago in my uncle's case. This was my uncle getting ready to plan his 40th birthday, almost 9 years ago, which means he would be getting ready to plan his 50th birthday now, if he were still here with us. So I've babbled on enough. I'm sorry. While this episode may be way outdated, may be very childish, very immature. This is a Kev who was approximately 24 years old. This is the only recording I have of my uncle, and it is possibly the most important episode I'll ever air on Everything Is Awesome, because for an hour and some change, I have my uncle, and I get to do whatever I want. Just listen to him. Thank you for indulging my emotional dopey self. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it. And we'll be back to normal shows in the near future, and normal releases and normal, no more delays once, I get past November here. November's going to be tough. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for indulging in a grown man crying. And I hope you enjoy this. You're not going to hear me on the other end. I'm gonna let this episode just end the way that we intended it to end 9 years ago. So for Everything is Awesome, I'm Kev, and you can find this show right here on awesomepodcast.com.
Are you ready? Hey, think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down!
Oh, wow. So not prepared for that at all.
What?
To unmute the mics and lower the volume so we can actually start the show.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, no.
We're
Can you hear me?
no. No, I can't.
I'm on. My mic's on. According to the thing, it says it's on.
I hear you, but it's only because I'm next to you.
Well, D'Angelo's showing
Yeah,
up.
what
Or
happened?
Mad Mike.
Okay. Are we gonna like?
Oh, you're really not showing up on the levels at all.
All right. Well then, let's find out what's going on with the shit. Oh, wait.
Oh, wow. You're in and out that
Okay.
way.
There.
Whoa.
Now I can hear myself.
All right. Now we're good. Now.
I'm in.
Wow. What a great intro to Creepcast Season 2.
With the
Edit
crack.
button.
With the crack technical team.
Yeah. Well, see, there's a. Oh, crap. Now I'm going in and out. Yeah, I
That's what
think.
she said.
This isn't The Office. Well, I guess I'll get things started by saying, obviously, you don't hear the normal cast from the season 1 of Creepcast. We have my new co-host, Mad Mike D'Angelo.
What up?
And then, well, I guess I would say you would recognize the other guy as Uncle Drippy if I had posted the OBX show.
Yeah. I have a new name.
Oh, you have a new name?
Cunt.
I like it.
My new name is Cunt. And you have to.
It's descriptive.
Emphasize the C and the T, so it's Cunt.
Oh, wow. So, but yeah, so, new staff, new season. Hopefully we won't take a 6-month break again when I get bored or stressed out, because we're in a new studio. I think this is my 3rd or 4th studio since beginning radio.
It's what you call being on the lam. It's kind of like when you're hiding out, like when you go into hiding and nobody's supposed to know where you are. It seems like there's only one person who knows where you are. That's kind of what it is. You're on the lam.
Except 2 people know where he is.
Yeah. But, so...
He's on the goat.
The goat. So we're moving studios again, I guess, in whenever the Creep Cave is ready.
I hate you so much.
Yes,
Creep cave.
Yeah, right, because
Sounds like a place where you shove pedophiles.
well, we call it Creepcast for a reason.
It sounds like a place where the pedophile shoves something in you.
That's
God.
vulgar. No, but we're, as per usual, Creepcast is done in a living room studio, but it's a much bigger living room studio than the last one, and the last 2 that I've been part of. But though, I think the Creep Cave is going to be smaller.
Yeah. It
But
will
the
be.
acoustics will be fucking killer.
Yeah, well, especially if you're gonna produce music in there too. Are you
Yeah,
gonna get it?
Yeah, it's all going to be insulated. It's all going to be shut down and everything.
And then,
There's going to be no wah-wah.
and we're gonna have hopefully, judging by the,
Can you actually still hear me? Because I'm not sure if I'm.
I can
coming
hear you
through.
fine.
can.
yeah,
All right.
you're still getting recorded.
All right, I'm just worried that like my comic genius isn't coming through on this show.
Comedy gold. So
I'll give you a perverted wink if you're if
So
you're
you
not
should give me
working
the
out.
tongue to the corner of the mouth, and then I'll know it's good.
that looked like JR. Facial polaris. No, but well, and hopefully we'll have a new mixer by then, because obviously the beginning of the show was wrecked by having to move cables around from this refurbished mixer I bought.
Don't make excuses.
No, well, hey, I didn't say I was a good producer. That's something we have to look into, is getting an actual producer. I'm no Santoro from Stabcast, which
Stabcast.
yeah, I guess I can start off with this, saying that I kind of Creepcast and Stabcast have kind of reconciled, and I'm talking to the guys from there again, Jonesy and Santoro, and but yeah, they when Happy Hour broke up, they started Stabcast and I started Creepcast, and we are. But yes, Santoro is the producer genius that I am not. Hence the reason we've only ever had one guest on this show, pretty much, and that's Shannon Cole. And that's one of my goals for Creepcast is once we get the phones working again and we get everything set up properly, is to not only have more than one guest than Shannon Cole, but perhaps to have in-studio guests like I did with Fake Awake, which if anyone that's listened to the season 1 of the show, they were actually Khan was one of the guys on our show, and that was his band, and they had an in-studio performance, which was, again, only happened because of another producer that was better than me.
You're going in and out
yeah,
again.
I know, with the deuce.
And in and out, and in and out.
There you go.
Oh, well, save that talk for the subject that we
Yeah,
talk
you're
about
not
later.
even-
Oh, wait, there's my cable. All right, good, we're good. Yeah, we have later today. We're going to talk about what constitutes sex because
I hate you.
Hey, well, I don't know why you hate me. This is just a conversation about sex. It's not any one specific. It's not. We're just going to talk. Unfortunately, we tried to get a fourth guy in on the panel who has been part of this discussion several times in the last 7 years?
Yes, 7 years.
7 years we've had this discussion. But I guess what we'll do in the beginning of the show here, before our pizza comes, is before we have to take a break, is kind of talk about what I want to do with Creepcast and kind of catch up on the last couple months and kind of why I have a new staff, why I took 6 months off from radio.
And actually, I have something. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not. It's very possible that Brett Favre has unretired.
Oh yeah, we'll save that for after the break. Or after the break, we'll probably go into sports. I know Creepcast has been the #1 news source for Brett Favre, and I know we're a couple weeks into the football season, but we have huge news regarding Brett Favre.
I think you spoiled it.
Actually, there's more. You're not going to believe who he's playing for now.
I'm excited.
So we'll get to that in either the next break or the break after the topic on sex, but
or the lack thereof,
depending on who you ask.
I had sex last night, so.
Wow. Now, for people that don't know, Steel Tip and cunt. That's my uncle.
Actually, you can't post this on the internet.
Well,
prank caller.
Well, that's something else. Like we need to. One thing I fell behind on is not doing prank calls because I had to produce, write, and host the show. When I was able to just host the show and be told what to do on happy hour, I was able to do prank calls. So hopefully they will make a comeback next week. Hopefully next week. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This show is going to be a plane wreck, and I'll if it doesn't crash into a tower, I'll be surprised.
That.
Well, why don't we move it along since we've done about a 10 minute intro and really haven't discussed anything yet.
Well, anyway, so like I said, the show, I'm hoping to...
Steel Tip's still a terrorist.
Oh, you actually listened to the show then? Or were you there for that comment from Waski?
No. Every now and then I pay attention to your show.
Well, now you should because you're the co-host. Anyway, so the direction of the show, after taking 6 months off and, coping with the firing of Kid Chris in Philadelphia, I've been listening to his podcast and all, and listening to Bonaducci in the morning on Monday morning, his first day back in Philadelphia.
Wait, Bonaducci's back in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, he's the new morning guy for YSB.
Never mind.
By the way, you might hear random comments and shouts about anger because we're watching the Eagles Bengals game right now.
And that asshole McNabb just threw his third goddamn fucking-ception.
Oh,
I
only
think that was actually the fourth one.
Was it the fourth?
Yeah, they just said fourth interception on the closed captioning.
Oh, Christ. All right, shut that shit off. I'm going to puke.
We're only down by 3. So I've realized that we have to Creepcast, and even on Happy Hour, we never really brought anything personal to the show except for what we did what we did for the show. So slowly, I want us to bring our personal lives into this, and basically what that's going to allow us to do is bust on each other, which I have to look up after the break. I got to look at the text you sent me the other day because you sent me a hilarious text that I wanted to bust you on.
I don't want you to bust on me, just to let everybody know.
I have no idea what I wrote to you. I might have been high.
What?
No.
I'm hearing things I shouldn't be hearing.
No.
Don't tell your mother.
So
I don't smoke dope.
And then also, we're also going to be doing some, hopefully not this week because it was so unprepared, but in studio bits like slingshot hockey, office jousting.
Office jousting.
It's going to be good. Except Mad Mike here had the idea of using stools with wheels, which for on video, and as long as we can get good sound from it, will be hilarious on the radio. But it's going to hurt.
Yeah, but
that's the point.
No less than actual office chairs.
Well, no, because office chairs you might not fall off.
That's the point.
Well, yeah, I know that's the point of jousting, but trying to keep it somewhat safe.
If I get impaled with a broom because I have nothing saving me from falling off.
Well, see, I was thinking that we should probably put something soft on the tip of the.
He said soft in the tip.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those shows.
Soft.
See, by the way, I
swear I don't hear myself on this thing.
Well,
I hear you.
You turn up the volume on your doohickey.
Yeah, it's actually up all the way. I don't hear myself on here, but
well, maybe you're not plugged in.
Biddy, please.
I hear you. Yeah,
fine. We hear you. You're getting recorded.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Well, how can you not hear yourself?
I have no idea. This isn't my equipment.
Are you talking so loud that you can't hear yourself?
Maybe. I don't know. Hold on. Can you hear? Oh wait, now I can hear myself much better.
Okay, so just
that's
talk out of the right side of your face.
All right.
Talk like
all right,
you.
well, let's go. Let's bring it on.
Now, in the last couple of months, basically we took a break from Creepcast because of we said we were moving studios, which was half truth, but basically a lot of personal shit went down that I'm not going to hop into right now, but I just needed to kind of find myself again. And after 6 months of being off the radio, I've been so angry that I needed somewhere to vent, and that's the point of this show, is to vent. And probably, I know people are going to be listening to this show later that we're probably not going to be not too happy with us after our because we have stuff to talk about. I'm glad we did the show yesterday like we planned because
now we have more ammunition.
Because now we have more fucking drama to talk about with the for those of you that don't know, Steel Tip and myself, I wrestled for Falls Township Wrestling, and we're nothing but a bunch of little fucking girls who gossip and fucking have to create all this high school drama, and we're in our mid-20s to almost 30. So, and we'll talk about that later today to fill in time that I was going to use for office jousting. But
office jousting.
But that and that's one of the reasons, the personal reasons that I stopped doing radio is why Jay's not back doing the show. And I was going to use a lot of anger and vent a whole bunch, but I've calmed down since I decided to start doing the show again, and which is kind of sad because angry radio is good radio, but basically, just big falling out, bigger than the Jonesy Steel Tip falling out with Jay and I, and he will probably never be on Creepcast airwaves again, which is, it's kind of sad because me and Jay had a good thing going, but I believe Mad Mike and Steel Tip and Cunt.
And what the hell?
What?
No, go ahead.
And then I am looking for a fourth person to do the show, just because I'm a fan of having 4 people. It's just more people, more interaction, and it makes for a better show. That's why Happy Hour was never as great as it was, because Santoro and Jonesy didn't always have they were busy producing the show, so they weren't putting their time in on the mic. Jonesy did. Santoro really didn't have a lot of mic time, and it's just good having 4 inputs, and so we're going to be looking for a fourth person hopefully by next week, or on show 23 is 2 weeks from now. But so let's just move along now to the topic that Mad Mike is not happy about. I don't know why you're not happy about this. It has nothing to do with anyone specific. It's just we're talking about sex. That's all.
I hate you.
Somebody cue TLC Salt and Pepper.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about...
I wanted to do that, but...
We don't have the rights to that song. You can't sing it.
A, we don't have the rights. B, I don't have the equipment set up to do that. Because, again, I'm not a good producer. So, and that's why posting the OBX show the same week as this show, at least the one show will be good.
Welcome to the team, Mike.
The combination of both. Woo!
Yes, welcome to a team. Well, I mean, he's listened to the show before. We've always talked about this show being a plane wreck, and so it's always been, when I go into it thinking it's gonna be so horrible that after I listen to it, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
mean,
just setting my standards so low that I'm not disappointed.
and that's what you got to do.
As long as we have one that likes the show,
it'll be worth it.
Well, I mean, our
am I allowed to say
we're not governed by the FCC.
Actually, I was thinking more along the lines. Well, George Bush isn't in the room, so
I don't think he listens to the show. Oh,
Well,
speaking
you'd
of,
be surprised. I actually think he watches Sesame Street.
well, I mean,
how he gets his learnings done.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the sex now.
All right,
Now,
what do you want to know?
Well, now see, here's so basically we've had this for 7 years. We've had this argument. Not me personally. I think I've always agreed
Why
with
does it have to be 7 years?
All right, in the last 7 to 10 years.
All right, I like that better.
7 to 10 years, I've agreed with whoever is in question here. I believe. I think I was in agreement with you. Cat's out of the bag now.
No one's admitted anything.
Wait a minute. I know I'm not privy to what's going on, so let's just spit it out.
So, all right. So basically, the question is, and something that we've always talked about in the last couple of years in the FTW is, is penetration just in and then out? That's it. Is that sex?
Wait a minute.
This hold on. I got to jump in here for 2 seconds because this sounds like someone has been on trial for rape, and that's not what this is about.
Yeah, it was.
Nobody is.
It wasn't forced.
There is no Megan's Law.
There's no that we know of.
All right. Well then, so it's like, okay, if penetration of some pliable, vaguely alive object from a penis to whatever orifice they decide to stick it into is the act of insertion sex. Because I tell you, I think I've had sex without ever having penetration.
Wait. Now, how is that?
I've had outer course.
Outer course?
Well, because now all
outer
of a sudden
course?
I don't
What's
want to have
that?
this conversation.
Awkward.
2 numbers.
Oh, okay.
6,
Okay.
9.
Well, that.
And I don't think oral is penetration.
Well, not. A
Well,
guy.
it's penetration,
Yeah.
but
I think
it's not intercourse. And intercourse is sex.
Yes, but see, the argument has been
Oral sex is not the same as sex.
No, let's oral sex out of this whole discussion right now for the moment. And by the way, commercial for 24, can't wait. But and that's something we'll probably talk about a lot.
You can't wait for the commercial for 24?
No, the show.
And only the 7th non sequitur of the show so far.
Yeah, that's something that we have to work on is staying focused.
All right, so
on
let's
one
get back
topic.
to sex. So what is sex? Is penetration?
Yeah. So is because the argument is the two sides of the argument is that it was and Mad Mike is more of an expert on this because he's more involved with the person in question and
the people in question.
multiple people in question. He knows them more than I do. So
intimately.
Well, first of all, let me ask a question. The scenario that you presented is insertion sex. Nobody inserts, pulls out, and says, "Oh wait, I'm done," unless you're like 12. So
maybe that was how old the person in question was.
Let's set that bar right there.
Well, no, I mean this was when we were.
This could have been when we were 12.
Well, yeah, it could have been when we were. We'll put the age range as between 12 and about 15 or 16. Is the era that we're talking about here,
which is disgusting.
And it's not a 15-year-old having sex with a 12-year-old that I know of.
So this is all hypothetical, or is this like?
Oh no, there are people involved, but
all right.
We're skewing the topic so that nobody gets slighted in any way.
Yeah, because on the off chance that the one person is going to listen to this show, but there's one side of the argument, and Mad Mike can confirm with me here, is that inserting it and then pulling it out and no ejaculation, no coming is not sex. Is the one side of the argument correct?
Sex.
Well, hold on. That's the one side of the argument, right?
That's
and then the other side of the argument is that
as soon as it's in,
it's sex.
I personally think sex is completion.
Let me ask you a question. If the female partner doesn't complete, and unless you're good, she's not gonna. You can tell me she hasn't had sex?
I personally, for the event in question, I don't even think it started.
So she was a frigid bitch. All right, now we're getting
semantics.
No. You know, I'm sorry. You stick your cock anywhere near a moist, wet vagina, it's sex. I'm sorry. You know, so just because you stop in the middle.
Oh
doesn't mean
no. Hold on. There's no stopping in the middle.
No. But now the argument that was we actually
was it a one pump chump?
No,
one pump chuck.
No, that was that was someone else that we know was in and out and then done. But that now the argument that was brought up last night is why some of the people in our circle think that in and then out is sex is because one of our other friends did insert, and on the way out, as soon as he pulled out, he completed because he was a one pump.
Wow,
one pump chuck.
So that's the argument for that's why they think it's sex. Now, I know back when this first happened, I was in agreement with it not being sex, but since it's been 10 years, we'll say, 10 years, more experience,
Well, with all due respect to the guy, if he was like 14 years old, I think there were times I could just sit in a chair in class and drop a load. So. Without even touching myself.
Now you're talking about the other guy.
Yeah, that's the other guy.
This is two guys that had sex?
No. We went to two different events.
It's two different situations.
Yeah, the one event there was no completion. The other event there was completion in a one pump.
Okay. One pump, I don't care if he dropped his load or not. He had sex.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, see, and
if he completed after one stroke,
sorry.
Poor bastard. But
we should let everyone else know so that they can stay away from him.
But well, see, and the one topic that I didn't know, one of the things,
internet porn.
The one thing that came up last night that I didn't know about before was that it wasn't just like in and then out right away.
No,
it was in,
and then it was like,
and then there was some movement.
No, there was no movement.
Oh, there was no movement.
How do you know?
This is what the person told me.
Okay.
This has been argued over 10 years.
So now that we're being as cryptic as the second book of the Bible, let me go backwards. The person that
Genesis
told you
1:29.
the person that told you had to have been a woman.
Sure, why not? It could have been a guy who was embarrassed about it.
It's so great because
I gotta tell you, if I had a one-stroke choke,
well, no. Okay,
sorry, I ain't telling anybody.
This is where there was
no completion.
Finish.
The event that we're focusing on is the no finish. I don't even know how I don't even know why the other event where it was one pump and done.
Then let me tell you, you know what? It's all sex. I'm sorry.
And
it's all sex.
And see, that's what like last night when it came out that it was not in and then out. And then, all right, we're not going to have sex now.
Well, if in and out is considered a sex, then in and then like 10 minutes in but doing nothing.
Which I don't get. Like, what's the point? Like, that's not enjoyable.
It's tantric.
It was
sometimes
from
just
what
experiencing your lover.
From what I understand, it was so that the female in the event could adjust to the man's unit.
So that she could figure out where to put it?
So that she didn't have to wince with every movement.
Oh, so this was a virgin.
This was from what I know, two virgins.
All right. So basically, I think I'm on the fence about it now because before last night I was always on the side of there was no completion. It wasn't sex. Now I'm kind of on the fence because now I learned that it was in there for 10 minutes or so.
Sorry, it's sex.
Until some bikers rode by.
But I think honestly, if we were to say, unfortunately, we don't have the fourth person here that I wanted here, or even. But if we talk about we've talked about it for 10 years, so I think everyone is pretty much in agreement that it is sex.
Yeah, more people certainly than.
And actually, anyone that's listening that wants to comment on this or anything, go to. Hopefully it will be updated properly with all the new cast. We might have a new feedback number. I'm not sure yet. So if you want to call and leave a voicemail and hear yourself on the air, you just look on the website for the the new feedback number, and or if you want we have message boards that you can go on to and voice your opinion, or send an email to staff@creepcast.com, and we'll get outsiders' opinions on this.
Right.
So now let's I guess I kind of was hoping that this would drag out until the pizza got here, but let's
it's not even good pizza. Let's keep rolling.
Let's move on to sports.
Maybe we can get the pizza delivery guy to be the fourth person.
That would
invite him
funny.
in to sit in on our radio show and let him know that this radio show, although it's being broadcast from the living room of the new Creepcast studio, it's actually being broadcast to Duluth, Minnesota. So there's no let's just say we're fuck it. I'm going somewhere.
I got lost. So all right, so we'll talk about some sports now. I mean, a lot has gone down in the city of Philadelphia in sports in general since we were last on the air. I mean, the last we were on the air, we were talking about Brett Favre retiring, unretiring,
now he plays here,
and unretired and retired again. And who knew? Who actually knew he was really unretiring? He really
did.
He's breaking
a selfish prick.
Late breaking news, courtesy of Creepcast news team. We're on top of everything. Brett Favre, unretired, now playing for the Jets.
We're on top of everything
for the Jets. and you know what the best part of that story is he's still a bastard. He is not exactly what you would call he's just a guy who throws real well. Can find a target, usually can read a defense enough to only throw maybe one or two interceptions a game, and he's a legend. Yada yada yada. But he's also appears to be one of the biggest pricks on the planet.
Yeah. See, and are they even doing I only pay attention when it comes to football. I pay attention to the NFC East.
Jets are in first place.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Their win over the Patriots the other night put them into first place, and actually I went to bed because I have a job.
But I actually didn't know they were playing. They played Thursday night.
Yeah,
had no idea.
Night.
Didn't set my
Jets,
fantasy
Patriots.
team at all. Had no idea that there was a Thursday night game. But luckily, I didn't have any. I only had New England playing my defense.
Well, I have a better story to go to if we can ditch Brett Favre.
No, that's fine.
Is anybody else still on a major high that the Phillies won the World
Series? And see, that's who the hell thought that the Philadelphia Soul getting the ball rolled here, getting everything started here for Philadelphia championships.
Soul, baby.
You know what though? I think Comcast would like to take credit for the Phillies win.
Why?
Because they were the ones that put the William Penn statuette on their building.
Well, see, here's my thing. I would like to take some credit for their win as well, because since about when this show ended and we took a break, I've started smoking on a regular basis.
So your black lung is the reason the Phillies are winning?
No. Listen. It's baseball season. Baseball season, I use Philly lighters. Football season, I use Eagles lighters. So the only Phillies lighter I had all baseball season, it died. I was going to throw it away, but we decided, keep it just in case they win the World Series. I'd like to think me saving that lighter just
saved the Phillies.
Had the Phillies win.
Save the lighter.
Well, you know what?
Save the Phillies.
I got to tell you, I can top that resoundingly. I wore the same pair of boxers the entire playoff run.
Never watched them?
Washing them.
Every single day or just whenever the game?
Single day.
Did you take them off or did you shower in them?
No, I took them off and I didn't shower in them.
But so even when they weren't playing, you wore them?
I wore them when they weren't playing.
Wow. That's dedication.
That's also creepy.
Yeah, it's you know what? And the only thing about that, and can you still hear me? Am I still coming through?
Yeah, you're still coming through.
The only thing about it was actually difficult.
Actually, hold on.
I'm not hearing you, actually.
There you go. It should be.
All right. That's better.
I think the whole time.
Yeah, I wasn't on there the whole time. And it goes, I'm going in and out again. It's get some fucking new microphones, you goddamn cheap bitch.
Why don't you put it into the fourth input?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Put it in me.
Nah. There we go. Oh, that's good. That's better.
That's beautiful.
All right. Wow.
All right, that's much better. All right, so now that you're hearing me again, to repeat, I wore the same pair of boxers for the entire playoff run, did not wash them, just took them off at night when I went to bed, put them back on the next day. That, my friends, is dedication.
Yeah, that's see, I feel scuzzy.
And I will tell you, after about 2 weeks, it gets a little itchy.
How did you avoid scurvy?
What did
well, because I was getting my vitamin C.
There you go.
How
remember,
did the
clap is nothing to applaud about.
How did the girlfriend take that?
She had no idea. Let's put it this way.
She thought the crabs were hers.
No, like I said, the clap is nothing to applaud about. No, honestly, actually, I didn't tell anybody. And actually, the other thing is, I wore the same. I have a Phillies batting practice jersey, and I also wore that for every single game without washing it. And I can't tell you how many like spilled shots, drippings of like barbecue sauce from wings and shit like that were on that thing. And I just kind of like, I'd take a rag and dab it a little bit, or take a Clorox wipe from my glove compartment and just clean it off a little bit and spray it with some air freshener just to keep it crispy.
See, I wore the same Chase Utley jersey that I have for every time I watched the game when I was able to watch a game. But I didn't wash it either, but that's because I don't want to ruin my jerseys by washing it.
No,
And
just throw dry L shit in the fucking dryer.
But but I also didn't. When I ate food, I made sure not. I'm real careful with my expensive jerseys, like my fucking real Dawkins jersey.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one to be careful with.
Yeah, I think I actually am responsible for the Phillies winning because
I love how everyone's taking claim.
Oh, hold on. Because I actually watched them this year.
Yeah, see, and this is the first full year of baseball I paid attention to since the Phillies went to the World Series in '93, and then the baseball strike happened. I gave up on baseball after the baseball strike, and I got into it when they were in the playoffs last year. And then this year, I watched, any game I could watch, I watched when I was home. I mean, traveling all the time, I wasn't able to watch. And that's fucking the World Series. I was so pissed. Every single World Series game on the fucking road in Canada or some bullshit.
So, well, I have to tell you, I was one of those people that was down on Main Street in Manayunk the night that they won. The night that they won. Well, I went to the parade too, but
were there fires in Philadelphia?
No,
not in Manayunk.
Cars were knocked over.
No,
right?
that wasn't in Manayunk.
Manayunk's a nice part of Philly.
Well, actually, though, the funny thing was I got down there with some friends of mine, and we were there for about a half an hour, and my friends started to trickle away. I'm in and out again. All right, there we go. And my friends started to trickle away and go back to different bars around the neighborhood, and I just didn't want to go because the scene was chaos. And I think the highlight of the crowd on Main Street on the night the Phillies won the World Series was when somebody found a shopping cart.
Oh no.
And they put a girl in the shopping cart, wheeled her into the crowd, and she took off her top and they proceeded to carry the shopping cart through the crowd. So somebody went crowd surfing in a shopping cart.
That's awesome.
Topless.
I think our pizza's Mad Mike, if you want to go check the door to see if that's our pizza, go ahead.
If the pizza is here, I also want to take credit for the NBA win that Philly had in '83, and I'll explain why in just a bit.
Well, as long as we're on the subject, I'm going to take credit for the Obama presidency. How's that?
Yeah, it's right here.
But no, it is the
on the ground.
Oh Christ, Church of God. And there you go. There you go. What the narrative that you're missing is the dropping of cash all over the floor, and the inability to open a door to get a pizza. No, I'm going to take credit for the Obama presidency, which I'm sure we'll be talking about shortly. I'm going to also take credit for the fact that Monica Lewinsky saved her dress after Bill Clinton spewed on it, and I'm also going to take credit for the Anwar Sadat assassination. How's that?
I'm not going to take credits for any politics because I don't pay attention to that bullshit. I'm ignorant. Yeah. The only thing I like this year, I didn't vote. Well, for two reasons. I was in Canada and I didn't pay attention, but I was going to vote Democrat anyway because I figure it couldn't get any worse than Bush. I mean, either way, it was going to be we would be better off, I think. But my thing is, and we're fucking getting off topic from sports, but my thing is,
politics is a sport.
Within a year, there is going to be at least one assassination attempt on.
Well, there's
Barack.
already been one attempt.
Really?
Yeah, it was before he even got elected.
Well, that doesn't count. I'm talking as president.
Obama's not important if he's not president.
No. But honestly, I mean, how many attempts on his life do you think there's going to be?
I don't know. I actually don't think that we live in that horrible of a society where,
our society is not terrible, but the people that we have living in it is.
Yeah.
Well, if he stays up north, he'll be fine. If he goes to Alabama, there are some mean parts of Alabama. I know.
Actually, I think he should walk right into Alabama, walk right into Selma, and say. I don't know anybody else's rationale for voting for who they voted for, and I certainly I don't fault anybody for voting their conscience, whether you voted for McCain, Obama, Nader, or the guy that was the Libertarian candidate, Bob Barr. No, wait, no, Bob Barr was a character in Syriana. What the fuck was the Libertarians? I can't remember his name, but anyway, I would never fault anybody for voting their conscience or whatever. I think that when you talk about a guy like Obama, who basically, I mean. I believe the guy's going to do the damnedest he can to be president, but he's as much a media creation as Sarah Palin was. He's as much a media creation as Lindsay Lohan is. I mean,
I can't believe that's just still alive.
Well, they threw flour on her at some event the other night. So, no, I think the thing about Obama is they're shoving food in my face. I think the thing about Obama though is. All right. I think the thing about Obama, though, is that he actually came out and had something to say with regard to what he wanted to do. The reason I don't know that that's necessarily the reason he won. The reason that McCain and Palin lost wasn't besides the fact that she's just about as dumb as a rock, was the fact that they basically abandoned half the country by saying, you know what, we're not going to campaign in the inner cities. We're not going to campaign in the poor neighborhoods. We're going to play to our base and hope we win. And unfortunately, what they didn't count on was record voter turnout in the black community and the Hispanic community, et cetera, et cetera.
And the young community.
And the youth of America. They came out and said, fuck you, we're going to elect this guy president, we're going to do our thing, and to hell with you, McCain and Palin, who you have such great foreign policy experience because you can see Russia from the top of the state of Alaska. But I feel like this is we're getting too serious here.
And I think like the fact that there was a lot of younger people voting this year, they voted for Obama too because, I mean, seriously, McCain in being voted president would have meant Palin as president in 2 years. I mean, he didn't have much time left.
No, he's going to stroke out.
So I think that had a lot to do with it. I mean, all I can say is Obama's voted in as president, gas drops down to $2.15 a gallon.
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with anything. In fact, I paid $1.86 this morning in Jersey.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh God, I love that gas is getting cheaper again.
Actually, I think we're actually in a very, very strange place economically, because I think that about the only thing that's going to bail us out, I mean, not even just this country, but the world, is actually basically to legalize drugs.
Yeah.
Pot.
Oh man. Oh God. Here's another topic that we've talked about on Creepcast before.
Why did you guys order food? Now I'm getting ready to scarf your pizza.
That's what she said.
Scarf your pizza.
That doesn't even make sense.
It's a new one. I claim that one.
Oh dear God, I'm gonna scarf your pizza.
Yeah. Oh wow.
You don't have to gyrate on the chair because no one can see you. You're on radio.
Yeah, but it made you laugh, didn't it?
It helps the sound effect too.
Oh God, just like pizza and beer.
I love. Yeah, there's
cigarettes on the table.
By the way, there's beer in the fridge.
Do you want beer?
Oh, now you tell me.
No.
Do you want beer?
I'm afraid to move. I'm afraid the microphone's going to go out again.
Mike,
all right, bring it.
Mad Mike.
Yeah, Mad Mike. I need a new beer too.
All right, I guess I'll have a beer.
There's beer and cigarette. Now you stopped now officially, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Now I feel like I want to cheat.
That's because I was. Because you quit. See, you should quit. You have a bad heart anyway. Isn't it like that why you quit?
Well, yeah, because it scared the shit out of me. But no, I mean, I can't believe I'm gonna have this conversation. At times of stress is when I pick it up the most, or when I crave it. Like right now, I could give a shit, but like at times when when there's stress in my life, my stress reaction is to want to have a cigarette. So I do my damnedest to try and stay away from stressful situations. Right now, I'm stressing because I have a presentation due tonight, and I got to get my birthday party invitations out tonight.
Oh yeah, what? Are we still going to the football game?
No, that's next week. Oh. No, I kind of. Well, I was getting very ambitious in my plans and realizing I'm going to be spending like $4,000 on my birthday party. So.
At the
yeah, so
the garage in Manayunk.
The garage in Manayunk. I'm not going to tell you when because I don't want these degenerates on the internet showing up thinking they're invited.
You have so many enemies.
Listen, our listeners aren't degenerates, and first of all, there's like 5 of them, so I think we're good.
Yeah, all I need
is
for
by the time they listen to this, it'll be well past your birthday.
Actually, that's a good point.
No, I'm not going to be that lazy. I'm going to post it tonight at midnight, Monday morning.
Well,
and the OBX
we
show.
went right from sports to politics to my birthday. let's bring this full circle. Phillies rock.
Yeah. Well, oh God,
if the Eagles can pull out this game today, I'll be much happier.
Yeah, but the thing is, they lost against the Giants last week, and that they needed that win desperately. It's not that they're a bad team.
And it amazes me that they're be able to put. Right now they put up 10 points against the Bengals, yet they got 31 on the Giants, and they lost. This is just shit.
Well,
and now Randy Reed's playing for the Ties, sending David Akers.
It's not even that they're a bad team. They seem like a solid team. It's just that they can't pull it together soon enough.
Way too fucking many mistakes.
To me, today they just played like shit. Today is not good. But last week McNabb played well in the second half. McNabb's problem since last year.
Throwing interceptions, right? I'm eating your pizza. I'll leave you money.
Last week, or even last year, the issue was McNabb has been taking half the game to get ready to show up. And I love how we're breaking every rule in radio and eating.
So
radio,
good.
no rules.
It's so good.
It is.
We're eating and you're not. Maybe.
Yeah, we don't know. That's a lie. But yeah, no. See, they could if they showed up in the beginning of the game this year for every game, they could have went to the Super Bowl. I think this year they are a Super Bowl team. This team.
Yeah, I think you'll get a lot of disagreement with that. I'm not on there anymore.
Yeah. Move your cable.
Move your cable. All right, there you go.
No, I think McNabb's a great quarterback. He's just inaccurate and can't fucking he doesn't.
He's not great. He just sucks.
Yeah, he is. He's a great quarterback, but he sucks. He doesn't get into the game right away. Like he plays at least the first quarter shitty every week.
Maybe they're trying to do things differently this season. They're trying to suck until the very end instead of being great until the Super Bowl and then choking.
They can't if they want to even dream of going to the Super Bowl. They can't, or the playoffs. Period. They can't lose against our division rivals anymore. They have to win every game.
We haven't beat them yet.
Yeah, we have to. Have we played the Giants twice already?
No.
We've only played each one once. Then
right, we're 0-3.
Okay. So they have to win every divisional game.
That's right. Well, at this point, I think they kind of need to win every game.
Yeah.
And I think that's the attitude that they need to take, because right now there's so many middle of the road teams. The NFC South, there's New Orleans or not New Orleans. Tampa and Atlanta are both like 6-3. Carolina's leading that division at 7-2. Then you have potential for like Minnesota to come back. Minnesota has a fantastic running back. They could eventually be in the middle of that pack. Right now, that's basically Washington's playoff spot to lose. What are you doing over there? Fucking around with that?
Me? No, I'm not fucking around with anything.
Okay.
I'm looking at my outline.
I feel like I'm losing my.
No, it's. I don't know. The mixer's a piece of shit. What can I say? I need a new mixer.
At this point, I think Washington's got a playoff spot. It's theirs to lose. I think Atlanta and Tampa Bay are going to battle it out for the other one. Dallas is in the shitter right now. I think they're going to get their asses handed to them tonight.
Good.
And if the Eagles can win today and pull this win out somehow, they'll be there. But there's a lot of teams ahead of them that right now are just playing a lot better.
Jesus Christ! Goddamn fucking. Yeah, that showed up. Yeah. No. Let's. I guess let's. Now, in the future show, probably after the first 5 shows of season 2, we'll get back into the full swing of things with commercial breaks, parodies, pranks, all that good stuff. I'm actually hoping to
fumble it. FUMBL. Oh, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, you'll probably hear some commentary about the game throughout the rest of the show too. But I'm hoping after the first 5 shows of this season, we'll get back into the full swing of things. I'm actually hoping to do. And I actually got this from the Generic Show, old friends of Creepcast. They actually, when they record I think they record on Sundays around 5 or something. They actually broadcast live for that 2 hours and then replay it over and over and over again, and you can download it and stuff. So wow. I'm hoping that we can broadcast live within either the next 5 weeks or so, or when we decide to move into the Creep Cave, and that way we can take live phone calls.
You're not going to make it to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm going to murder you. That's right.
Hushmajuda.
On-air confession.
That's the name of the new show. Creepcast. Late Night Confessions. Whose finger have you had inside you?
I think on
my own
late night confessions.
I think on that note.
What's your favorite dripping sauce?
On that note, we're going to take a quick break and figure out what we're doing next because I don't think we have a top 10 segment planned out or anything really. So let's take a quick break. There's going to be no music going into the break, no music coming out of the break. It's a very unproduced show this week. Maybe next week I'll bring in some parodies and stuff that from the old library I have, and we'll be good. But you're listening to Creepcast only on. And welcome back to you son of a bitch. Welcome back to Creepcast. We took a little lunch break, watched the end of the fourth quarter of the Eagles game. Going into overtime. Eagles aren't going to do it, I don't think. You dick. But
make a creep cave.
Yo, listen. It's not like we're gonna club women and and little children and keep them in there.
We won't. You might.
No, I don't have access to the creep cave unless you're here. So why would I do that?
That sounds raunchy.
Cave.
So now, normally, in the show, we'd probably go to a top 10, but again,
we should do top 10 colors.
Yeah, you would say that. You
call me black.
Sienna.
Black better not be in that top 10.
Asian yellow.
Asian yellow is
dark
nice.
chocolate.
But so
who wins the toss?
I
think the Eagles won the toss.
We're just gonna go to our bits of the week. Our creep of the week, our newest weekly bit,
nice.
the
Mad Rave,
the Mad Mike Rave, and then we are gonna keep the fucked up news of the week, which for this week Mad Mike will be taken care of. But I think next week we're gonna pawn that off to cunt. So now, normally I have 3 nominees for my creep of the week, but again, not prepared. I have 2 nominees, and well, the second one's just a little bit of anger in me, so that's why the second one's nominated. So, the first one I'll go with. My first nominee, I don't want to use the real name, so for the lack of a better term, we'll go douchebag. KW is the initials, but
Key West?
Kanye West.
Yeah, we can call him Key West if we want.
It's Kanye West.
Kanye. He's one of our not our
Kanye
friends.
West isn't our friend.
No,
Kanye West is a douche.
He
thinks he's the voice of the future.
Voice
of our generation.
I personally, I think
he's
anyone
not even the voice of his own neighborhood.
And I'm not even sure he's really a creep as much as a douchebag and a scumbag, as far as anyone that lets their friends
twerp apparently.
Anyone that lets their friends influence their decisions is I have no respect for anymore.
To be fair, I don't think a lot of people were influencing him. I think it was just one fat bastard.
Well, what was the story? All I heard is he got arrested for some shit.
Who?
Kanye?
Yeah.
No, well, this would be. Well, I'm not really using Kanye West here, but it's not. Yeah, it is just one person that probably influenced him for some. He's trying to impress that one person, I think. And, I have no respect for the fact that you'll lie to my face and tell me you didn't say something and say I have no issues with you and then turn around and tell everybody else, oh, yeah, no, I said it. Especially to the guy who read the text message that you sent me saying you didn't do it. Like, there's no – if you have a problem with me, have a problem with me. Don't be a douchebag. But he's not going to win. He's just my nominee just because I had to get a little bit of anger out today. My second nominee, who I guess he's no longer – I mean, he still looks creepy, but it's better than he was 6 months ago or to a year ago. The Tree Man from – I forget what country.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Some
but
third world country.
Some third world country where –
The Tree Man.
You don't know about the Tree Man?
No.
I'm going to post the pictures of the before and after picture of the face. That right there is the before, if you can see it.
No.
That's the after. This is the before, but that's just his face.
What is it?
It's some sort of and
he ended up looking
it's
like
cervical
a tree.
cancer or something. It's HPV.
Cervical cancer.
No, it's a form of HPV.
Okay.
But see, that's that. See this picture here.
Wait, so this guy's got disease and you're calling him a creep and a
Yeah.
douche?
No, I'm not calling him a douche. I'm calling him a creep.
What did he do?
He's creepy looking. He's the Tree Man.
He got cured.
Look
and that
at
makes him a
his
creep.
look at his hands. It looks like he's fucking born of a tree. That's why they
Now
call.
hold on. You said it was HPV.
It's a form.
Does that mean that he has some?
I guess he should stop having sex with trees.
Does he have some kind of female genetic structure? Because I thought males could just be carriers for HPV.
I have no idea. They don't. Well, and I didn't really prepare. I read this last week, and I have a bad memory, so I didn't really prepare this week. But he's an Indonesian, and he had they were calling it bark-like growths. They're basically warts, I believe. But it's some expert, like medical expert, discovered that it was a form of HPV, which is a sexually transmitted disease that that causes cervical cancer in women. But and the reason he looks like a tree and the warts are so bad is because he has a strangely low immune system.
He's probably been untreated for a while as well.
I mean, he's in a third world country, so yeah. I mean, the doctors there. I mean, he tried getting help from the local doctors, and what ended up happening was I think A&E did a documentary on this guy, and so an American doctor went there, and he got hospitals to fund it and all, and they did find I don't even know if I would call it a cure as much as it was a treatment. I mean, I think that it looks like they're calling it a cure. They're saying the tree man is cured. And if you look at his face in this after picture, I mean, it does look a lot better.
He looks younger too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's also doesn't have I think when coming to America, they made him trim his hair up a bit, and he's wearing glasses to look a little bit not freak-like.
Maybe.
But I don't. And unfortunately, there's not a picture of his hands and feet. But apparently,
that was beautiful.
But apparently, right in this picture, he is he's actually like using a pen. So obviously, the picture you see with his hands, he apparently has use of his hands again. And when they originally said that we found a way to cure this guy, we're gonna treat him. They said, we expect him to have full use of his hands again, which is great. I mean, it's great for him, but he is my creep of the week because he looks like a fucking tree, or he did at one point, and he still looks a little creepy.
Now, I have a question. Your steel tip, was he wood tip?
You would have to ask the Indonesians. I don't know that. But yeah, the tree man, his name is Dede, or Dede, or however you pronounce it in Indonesian.
Double D.
He is he's my creep of the week this week. Now, before you go on to your rant, because I believe we're going to use your rant to move on to another topic to kill some more time and get this show to at least an hour and a half, I think. We're going to do another traditional Creepcast happy hour bit is fucked up place of the week, or fucked up news. It's fucked up place / fucked up news. So first of all, where does this? I got to train you a little bit in the fucked up news department. Where is it? Where is the fucked up place?
It's in northern Alabama.
Yeah. Well, so
Alabama. I don't even have to say anything
men
besides
and the
that.
women are scared.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something about Alabama. This is why Barack Obama can never go to Coleman County. They have a sign outside the county limits that says, if you're colored, leave here before sunset.
Well, at least they're giving a nice little warning.
That's how racist that county is. But all right, go on about northern Alabama.
All right. Well, there's a man named Arnold Remine. I don't care. His name's not important. He's a 61-year-old guy who he was laying down on the train tracks, and I'm pretty sure it was a suicide attempt. And a train kept rolling on in, and tried to alert the man that it was going to run him over, and he refused to move. And by the time the train stopped, 8 rail cars had already run over his body. And Arnold Remine walked away with minor injuries.
Now, why was he laying across the tracks?
He was laying across the tracks,
and so that it would actually run him over.
Yes.
So Arnold is a short guy, is what you're saying?
he must
be. Yeah, because. So minor injuries, really?
Eight rail cars ran over his body. Minor injuries. They took him to the hospital.
That sounds like a guy who didn't really want to die. He just wanted some really good attention.
Yes.
All right. So, well, it was all right for your first attempt at a fucked up place / news article. Good attempt. Off the train, you guys. Still, but
I got a fucked up news story.
Is it about the Eagles?
Yeah, fucking Bengals just converted 3rd and 5. That's your fucked up news. Their fucked up news for the week.
That man is a rapist.
Who?
TJ.
Is he really?
Total jizzbag.
Total jizzbag Hujmanzada.
Sure, why not?
All right. So you really do have fucked up news?
Actually, I think that ball bounced on the ground. I don't think he caught shit.
So do you really have fucked up news, or are we moving along?
Nah, we'll move along.
Okay, so now we're gonna do Mike's thing, Mad Mike's thing. If he pulls his eyes off the TV,
I don't think you want to do my thing.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah, that's basically what this segment is.
You, America.
You know what pisses me off?
Fuck you.
All right, seriously. You know what pisses me off is fucking grown-ass men who act like little fucking girls. Little fucking girls that don't know how to shut their fucking mouth and just be grown up. We're fucking... The people around our age, we're 25, we're 26. You're ancient cunts. But...
Yes,
but
I am.
But Steel Tip and I, you know, we're grown enough where, you know, we shouldn't have to deal with stupid people running their fucking mouths. You know, especially when most of us are fucking friends and you know better. But just people... Ugh. Let's just lead it into the segment.
All right, so basically, you know, and this is why I said earlier in the show, I was glad we didn't do the show yesterday because there was so much drama, and this is and the drama I mentioned, the FTW, the Falls Township Wrestling, is nothing but a bunch of gossipy, bitchy little girls,
us included.
Yeah, us included. I mean, I personally think since I don't gossip or bitch about all that shit as much as I used to when we first started. But ever since the FCW started, it's all been a bunch of high school little girls. And, you know, I'd like to think I've matured enough to where I don't do that. But what happened in my life, I've found out who my real friends are, and you know, it's basically the outcasts of the FTW now, which is Mad Mike, myself, and C-Rob. You know, we're the outcast of the FTW apparently, even though they don't have an issue with you and C-Rob apparently. And
how could you?
But
have you seen this face?
But no, I mean, and I guess we won't get into specifics of what happened, only because, you know, the guy that involves isn't here right now. And I don't know how much he wants known and all that, but basically, I mean, just
in general, you shouldn't be spouting off at the mouth about stupid shit.
Well, apparently, and you know what, and he was he even said he was in the wrong. He lied to his friends saying that he was staying in and not going out, and that was because, you know, the FTW has a problem with me. And not that they've never done anything that I did. It's not they think they're all innocent and shit, but it's not. And you know, I could care less. You know what? First of all, it's not like we said last night. It's none of their business. So what I did should not affect my friendship with them. And all right, if it is, then we weren't ever really friends. And the only person I'm disappointed in is Kenny. Kenny's somebody that, and I'll use his name because I don't care what he thinks.
Kanye West.
But he was one of my best friends. Went back when we were calling him out of school to hang out and play video games and shit. And, you know, we were really close. We were really good friends. If, you know, he would have been one of my groomsmen if there was enough people in the wedding party. But for him to basically, you know, for him to talk shit and then tell me he didn't. Where do you, like, I don't get why you would do that. Just own up to what you did, and, you know, cool, we're not friends anymore. But like we said last night, I mean, what happened should not affect the friendship. It's none of their business. They could like everyone that I still talk to is disappointed in what I did. But
I was telling certain people yesterday that you know, despite the fact that you're my friend, I still refer to you as my dumbass friend Kev.
Yeah, and that's fine. And you know what? And even like Jonesy, who I had a falling out with, we talked about what happened. He's like, you're a douchebag, but we're still friends.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't affect them.
Exactly.
There's only one person who's your friend that it should have affected, and that's
and you know, and Jay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you know what? And I think he's affected by it because he thought we were closer friends, and.
Well, there's more to it than that too.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is more to it, but like he even told people, he's like, if Kev came to me before anything happened, or, you know, before it got out, I would have his back more than I do now, and that's fine. Goddamn microphones. I respect the fact that, you know, he thought we were closer friends, and it turns out we weren't. I mean, he was not Mad Mike. He was not our buddy Chris down in DC. I mean, you know, it's a shame. You know, it's just everyone thought we were, because we did everything together.
I
pretty
think that
much
was just proximity, though.
Yeah, I mean, we were brothers-in-law, but, you know, it wasn't like that. to me, that doesn't mean we were best friends. We were close, but we weren't as close as me and you were. And but anyway, yeah, I mean, you're right. He's the only one that has out of our group of friends the right to be upset and pissed off at me. Everyone else should be. It should be like, all right, you're a douchebag, but I'm not going to let it affect our friendship. But basically, then because the person involved last night didn't want this. He didn't want. He knew what was going to happen if he said I was hanging out with Kev and D'Angelo and C-Rob. A fight was going to break out, and that's what happened. Which is it's a shame. I mean, because you're hanging out with people that other people don't like should not affect the relationship with his friends.
But then on top of that, things got worse because
there was harassing involved.
Yeah, people, but not even harassing. It was harassing involving people that weren't involved.
Yeah, it was harassing people that shouldn't have been harassed, and it was just, like I said, it's just a bunch of. It was a bunch. It's like you said, it's a bunch of bullshit that shouldn't have happened, and
it's been happening consistently for the last 7 years.
Yeah. And at some point, I mean, they have to realize they're not 17 years old anymore, and not 18. I mean, they have to grow up, basically.
We have a very childlike mentality.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes for at least me. I'm not going to speak on your. I mean, I have some growing up to do too. I mean, I'm not excluding myself from the FTW saying that they need to mature and
well, no, I mean that's what I'm saying. I like whenever I'm referring to it, I say we act like little girls because I'm not. I would like to say that I've abstained from all this stupid shit, but
yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think we've done a better job at it as far as we're not getting other people. We're not causing trouble.
Well,
really,
I think that's under debate since we brought this up during.
Well,
the
yeah.
show.
Well, yeah, that's true. And you know what? But it's not like I'm causing trouble because I'm trying to point out a fact that. We didn't start shit last night.
No, that's true. We're just pointing out that it was there yesterday.
That it's a shame that people between I will say the youngest is 24, probably me. I'm probably one of the youngest. No, Kenny's the youngest. So 22, 23 years old, up to about 29 years old is I think one of our oldest guys. No, older if you count douchebag Tony, who I have no problems belittling on the air because he's a douchebag.
It's hard to belittle him.
Yeah, fucking.
And to be fair, the people that we were with yesterday, they got too involved too.
Well, I mean, the
phone should have never been passed to C-Rob. C-Rob was standing up for a friend.
Yeah,
but
that's why it's even he was told to hang up too, but it's a shame that and I know it's not just the FTW. It's just our society in general where
I think it's this part of society. I think Levittown and the area that we're in just people. I don't know. You start to notice the people around you
but it's there's no need for someone that's over 30 to be.
There's no need for someone over 20 to be acting like this.
20 is debatable. I mean, you still have growing to do when you're 20. But I guess we've talked enough. I actually feel like that was kind of a boring segment. But it kind of helps.
You had to bitch a little bit.
I was asleep. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So no,
we were talking about your new cornrows that we put in while you were sleeping.
But
fuck.
So now this time next week or within the next couple of weeks, hopefully this segment will be filled with either a studio guest, an interview, or some. I think this time next week, what we're going to be doing is some sort of hijinks or having a guest in studio or on the phone. Hopefully, we have phones working next week. And before I play, I think we're going to get ready to wrap up today. We
didn't talk about how the microphone smelled like cat piss.
Yeah, we did not. I don't.
Yeah.
And then and then Cunt and myself sniffed it and got high off of it.
Actually, that wasn't the exact reaction I was trying to purvey.
Well, not right there.
Earlier
today. So anyway, we'll play a new closing theme that I have for this show, which will make sense once we can take phone calls.
Closing time?
Yes.
What a horrible fucking song.
Oh, dude, I love this song. I love it.
Why would it make more sense if we've got callers?
I understand it now.
Last call.
High five! No, not really.
All right, peace out, y'all.
Oh, whoa.
Wait.
You can go.
Yeah,
I'm staying.
I thought this was the end of the
I
show.
live here.
It is the end of the show, but now normally I think what we're gonna try to do, because we're gonna be
my
broadcasting live and all, is we're gonna do a segment where we get a last call and it better be fucking good and you better bring something to the fucking table.
I say we hang up on people until we get a good call.
Yeah, that's probably what one.
There you go. Good idea.
But I guess for next week, just keep in mind. Well, first of all, keep in mind, check out. What other websites do you remember the other websites we had on the old show? JoeCleaveShreds.com, ShannonColeRocks.com,
LickingBalls.com.
Now, is Creepcast on all these websites?
No, but they're friends. They're friends of the show. They're on obviously Creepcast and MySpace.com/Creepcast. Check out friends of the show, ShannonColeRocks.com. Check out. I'm hoping that they're friends of the show now. Stabcast.com. We'll hopefully be getting more involved in joint ventures with them.
We ready to wrap this up? I got to take a dryer poop.
We'll have to talk about that next week. What a dryer poop is.
Oh, the best thing ever.
Well, oh God. But next week it's going to be
This was the Creepcast show. It's not a creepy show. It's just a Creepcast show. Da-na-na-na. Vanna White has got some really big tits, and Pat Sajak's a fag. Da-na-na-na.
I think that should be our intro.
I think you're tone deaf.
We should parody it. We should make a professional sound song, and that will be our intro. Or we'll just get someone to write us a song, so we don't have to use Break It Down.
Shannon Cole?
Well, that's the only band I know right now. So
Shannon Cole's Hole.
That should be her new band name.
That's
That was my suggestion.
Yeah.
That was my suggestion.
Yeah.
Shannon Cole's Hole.
But yeah, next week we'll do. We'll pretty much have the same plane wreck as we did this week. Hopefully a little bit better. Hopefully we'll be able to do some office hijinks, office jousting or something, or have a guest in studio or something. But check us out next week, and check us out every week only on Creepcast.com.
Later, bitches.
Thank you for listening to the Court and Parts Podcast Network. To listen to more Court and Parts shows, visit courtandarts.com.